So, ladies and gentlemen, running in from the north side, Hawker Hurricane V7 497, being flown for us today in his second appearance at this show by Ian Austin. He was flying the Yak 50 earlier, so a very different proposition this. By a Rolls-Royce Merlin 3, using 1,030 horsepower. Yeah, everybody goes on about a Supermarine Spitfire, which is really weird. Spitfire did not win the Battle of Britain. This aircraft did. Shot down more German aircraft than all the other defences put together. Product of the Hawker factory, under the design team headed by Sidney Cam. But there are a number of secret parts of the Hurricane, which is why it was such a success. The first of these was designed by Fred Sigrist. Fred Sigrist was the factory manager for Hawkers, and basically he took a piece of metal tube, beat the ends flat with a hammer and drilled a hole in them, which meant that you could bolt the pieces of tube together and not weld them. Now you imagine you've got a battle-damaged aircraft during the Battle of Britain. All you've got to do is undo 2 bolts, replace the damaged part and bolt it back up again. With a Spitfire, you needed a specialist welding team. Repairing a Spitfire took time and workshops. Repairing a Hurricane you could do in the field. What did this mean? Well, it meant that it was there when we needed it. Very quick to repair, very lightweight, but very structurally strong. Just an amazing aeroplane. Spitfire, the 8 303 machine guns were spread out down the length of the wing, and the Hurricane, they were mounted very close together in 2 batteries of 4, 1 in each wing, made it an absolutely rock-steady gun platform. Vital requirement when you're trying to shoot down other aircraft. The other secret of the Hurricane was designed by Roy Chaplin. Isn't it funny? You've heard of Sidney Cam, the guy who headed the design team, but I bet you never heard of Fred Sigrist or Roy Chaplin. Now, Roy designed the spar on this aircraft. If you cut through it, it looks exactly like a dumbbell. It's 2 tubes joined in the middle by a web. So basically, it's 2 tubes with a spar running along the middle of both of the tubes. Now that dumbbell spar was the secret of the lightweight and very, very strong design of the Hurricane. There were a number of people who said that it was obsolete by the time the Second World War started. They changed the 2-bladed wooden propeller for a 3-bladed variable pitch prop. They added self-sealing fuel tanks, armour plate in the cockpit. And you got what had to be one of the toughest aircraft ever. I mean, it's said that the best compliment comes from your enemy. And Adolf Garland, who was the head of the Luftwaffe fighters, actually said of the Hawker Hurricane that you could shoot all your ammunition into a Hurricane, you could have big bits fly off it, but it'd carry on flying and fighting. So obviously it was made up of a massive number of spare parts. Quite a compliment from a man who tried to shoot down as many Hurricanes as possible. But there's something very British about this fighter. It's tough, it's rugged, it's simple. And by gum does it work. Hurricanes were to hold the line during the Battle of Britain, during the fighting in the Western Desert, and of course on the island of Malta. and then held a line in the Far East, in India and Burma. A long time before more advanced, more modern types were available, the Hurricane had already done all the serious fighting and won the battles. And it's interesting to note that Hurricane shot down more enemy aircraft than any other type during the whole of the Second World War. And yet some people said it was obsolete by the time of the Battle of Britain. I don't think so. Very few marked. The problem with the design was the fact that, unlike the Spitfire, which could be developed tremendously during its life, I mean, there are 24 marks of Spitfire and 47 marks of Seafire. The Hurricane only existed in 4 marks because you couldn't really develop the airframe any further. It was there when we needed it, in the numbers we needed it in. So for my money, without doubt, one of the finest products of this country during the whole of the Second World War.